Hey there, I'm Alan Matthews from Classical Guitar Shed, and in this video we will be talking about the G minor scale, one of our open position scales. If you enjoy this, please do subscribe to this channel and click the little bell for the notifications. And if you would like a printout of all the or many of the open position scales, you can find that at the link below. So to begin with, we have a couple of different ways of presenting this on the screen here. First we have the grid, and on the grid we start with the lowest note there. It's in red, that's the root note of the scale, and that root means it's the name of the scale. So the G note is the root of the G minor and the G major scale. So those are in red. You start with that lowest sounding red note and you just go up the strings one by one, all the way to the top and back down, if that's the way that you're playing it. We also, on the staff here, we have tablature, and this denotes the fret numbers. So this bottom line is the lowest sounding string, and this is the highest sounding string. And then we have the fret numbers on here, and that's how tab works. And then here in the notation, you'll see that we have numbers in a circle. This is the string number, if it has a circle around it. So sixth string is down the low sounding, first string is up on the high sounding string. And so then we have the numbers beside the notes. These are fingerings. And in this particular case, it coincides with the fret number, but it doesn't always. And then we have these brackets right here, which just mean stay on that particular string for that amount of time. And also here in the notation, we see that we have two flats. That means that every time we see a B or an E, then we drop it down one fret and make it flat. And that is what happens in the key of G minor. So playing through here, we have on the lowest string, we have the 3, and then, which is the G, fifth string, O, 1, 3, A, B flat, C. Next string, D, E flat, F, 1, O, 1, 3. And then O, 2, 3, G, A, B flat. Next string, we have 1, 3, 4, C, D, E flat. And then on the next string, we have F, G. And that is our scale. And so you can look at that, play with it. I like to, whenever I'm memorizing a new scale shape, just take it a few strings at a time. So maybe take just the first two, and we have 3 and then O, 1, 3. And so you would just play that. And then you would maybe add in another string and another string. So as you're playing this, once you start learning this, you might want to put in some good right hand technique. That's beyond the scope of this video. When you're first learning it, just use whatever finger on the right hand works best for you. Don't even think about the right hand, just focus on learning the scale. When you would like to put in some good right hand technique, you can click the link below and there's some links in there that will take you to some right hand technique videos for scales. For the left hand, always keep your hand in a nice C shape. I say always, and that's what scales is just about always. With the thumb behind the fingers, we don't want the thumb to go past the index finger because that makes it to where our fingers don't move as well. If your neck is really low, you're gonna want to do that, and so get your neck up a little bit. It's better on your body and also enables you to get underneath there and use your fingers better. So then when you're doing this, you wanna play right behind the fret. Just behind the fret, not on top of it, not way back here, because then you'll have to use a lot of strength or else it'll buzz. Instead, get right behind the fret, play with the tip of the finger, thumb behind the fingers, and the thumb, the pad on the back of the guitar, not like this. Instead, keep your pad on the back of the guitar. The index finger, you may notice, oftentimes will play kind of on the side or on the angle instead of just right square on the. It doesn't come down directly perpendicular like, say, the third finger is more prone to. You'll play on the side, kind of going like this with the index finger. So this is the left hand. A couple of things to avoid. Don't let this part, the big knuckle of your index finger or the meat of your palm right here behind your thumb, don't let those touch the back of the guitar. So don't plaster here and play like this, and don't plaster here and play like this. Both of those will reduce your movement and make things more difficult for you as you get faster. They will definitely curtail your speed and your agility if you get into the habit of playing that way. Instead, keep a nice space in your hand here with your nice C shape. And then if you need to rotate a little bit as you come down to the higher strings, or if you need to slide your thumb on the back a little bit or hop it on the back a little bit, that's perfectly fine so that you always keep your C shape and then can go back and forth like this. You don't want to scrunch too hard at the top. You don't want to extend too far at the bottom. So get it to where it's just in the perfect easy spot where you just wiggle your fingers and you're playing the scale. Now, as you learn this, as soon as you can, start playing your scales in very strict time. So you want to play with a very steady beat. And so, So right in time. If you're playing with a metronome, which is wonderful if you are, it's the way to do scales and technique work, then you might want to put 2 clicks per note at the beginning so that it's easier, so you can still keep it slow and keep your place in it and everything, but still have the metronome going. So click, 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 2 clicks per note at the beginning, and then you can go into click, 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 right with it. If you're not too good at the metronome yet, I highly recommend you work on that. If you click the link below, then you can find some links to how to use a metronome and some tips on using a metronome, as well as getting the entire PDF packet of these open scale shapes with a whole bunch of them. The other thing to listen for in your scale practice is how well your notes connect. So once, this is more advanced, but eventually you can get there, is to listen to how this note connects with this note, connects with this note, connects with this note, and reduce the amount of the gap. Gap, gap. So we can reduce that gap to where it's almost imperceptible, or it is imperceptible and it sounds just like when we just sing it, da, da. There's not any gap in there. We're not taking a breath in between each note. Da, gap, breath. Da. Instead of that, it's really smooth and connected. All right, I hope you have enjoyed this journey into the wonderful world of the G minor scale. You can go up, you can go down, you can go in patterns within that. It's a very fun scale, and I hope that you enjoy it. Please do subscribe to this channel. Pick up the PDF packet if you would like. That would be helpful in your practice, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.